Language YouTubers are lying to you. And most of you are still falling for it. They're feeding you the same old nonsense, but now it's wrapped in a word salad of pseudoscientific terms. Activating neural pathways through strategic immersion and neurological alignment, whatever that means. It's the same old garbage about learning languages by watching thousands of hours of YouTube videos and Netflix shows. It never worked and it never will. That's not learning. That's procrastination disguised as productivity. Think about it. You've probably already tried it. You've listened to lots of music, watched hundreds of hours of YouTube videos, maybe thousands of hours, and yet, when it's time to speak, what happens? Yeah, right, nothing. You're still like a deer in the headlights. You search for the words you've heard 100 times, and they still don't come fast enough. Why? Well, there's a very simple explanation. I've seen this play out again and again. You spend years immersing yourself, but you never move beyond the beginner level. You fool yourself into thinking you're making progress because it feels good, and you tell yourself that you're learning, that you're doing immersion, but when you need to actually use the language, you can't. Most of you don't even realize that you've been lying to yourselves the whole time. And the reaction is always the same. Well, I just need more comprehensible input, I guess. No, you don't. I'm Miguel. I speak 12 languages, and I developed a fast and efficient language learning system in the Innovation Center of the University of Deusto here in San Sebastian. I've helped thousands of people learn languages fast, without wasting time. And I'm here to tell you the cold, hard truth. So-called immersion by itself doesn't work, especially not for adults who actually want results in reasonable time. Not decades. And if you think about it, it doesn't really work for children either, because apart from tens of thousands of hours of listening, children get lots of speaking practice with constant correction. The reality of it is that you don't have 20 years to stumble into fluency. Life's short, time's valuable, and you've got things to do. You need a system that works now, and that system is not passive immersion. It's active, focused, deliberate practice. A language is like any other skill. You need a lot of deliberate practice to get good at it. Here are the basic principles that work for any language. If you do these simple things, you can learn any language fast. This is what you need to do. You need to learn a lot of useful words and sentences. You need to do a lot of targeted listening practice, not random. And you need to do a lot of speaking practice. That's it. If you do these things daily, you'll be speaking the language after a few weeks, not years. How? Let me show you how to do it step by step. First, you need to build a sentence list. Sentences you want to be able to say in real life. None of that Duolingo nonsense about birds, bananas, and penguins. I'm talking about a personalized list of sentences with everything you want to be able to say in the target language, in every interaction, every situation, and about every topic you usually talk about. I call these your language islands. If you prepare and learn around 1,000 of these sentences, you'll be able to speak the language pretty well, as long as you learn the right sentences. But this is the part nobody wants to hear. You need to repeat those sentences until they're automatic. Not once, not 10 times. You have to go through the entire list at least 30 times. Ideally 100 times. Read it aloud, listen to the audio, do shadowing with it again and again and again, until your brain has no choice but to remember them and you can say them automatically, with no hesitation and good pronunciation. You don't need 1,500 hours of drooling Spanish videos. You need 100 hours of repetition with your own sentences. Most people make the mistake of seeking novelty and jump into the next shiny object they see. Instead, you should stick to what's important, the basics, until you're really good at them. You don't build fluency watching thousands of hours of random nonsense, edutainment content for barely sentient beings. You build fluency by drilling the things you'll say in real life, over and over again. Repetition is what burns the sentences into your memory so that when you need them, they come out instantly. No hesitation at all. Let me give you an example. If you read your list of 2,000 sentences once, you might vaguely recognize them. But if you do it 10 times, you'll already remember quite a lot. You'll be able to say a bunch of them. Once you've done it 30 times, it will become easy. You'll recognize all of them and you'll be able to say most of them as well. And if you do it 100 times, you'll be able to recite them automatically for the rest of your life. You'll be able to use them whenever you need them. And that's the difference between pretending to learn and actually learning. And once you've learned those sentences by heart, something amazing happens. The grammar reveals itself. You don't have to memorize endless rules. You see the patterns in action and you intuitively know the grammar rules and you can use them correctly without having studied the rules. You also know 3,000 or 4,000 of the most common words in the language, which means you understand 90 or 95% of the vocabulary you'll encounter in real life. So when you move on to native content like TV shows, podcasts, and books, you'll actually understand because you've already internalized the structures and you know most of the vocabulary. So that's when immersion actually works as a way to maintain and slowly continue improving in an interesting way, but only if you've built the vocabulary base first. Without that base, immersion is just noise. It's a waste of time. So here's the formula, and it's the same in every language. Step 1, create your language islands. Write down the sentences you want to use in every single interaction and situation you usually have and about every single topic you normally talk about. Every single topic. Translate them into your target language and create audio files using text-to-speech software. Step 2, read them, listen to them, and do shadowing with them over and over again. 30, 50, 100 times. Listening to them and repeating them aloud until you know them by heart and you can say them automatically. Step 3, now with the foundation to actually understand and speak the language, move on to native content and real-life conversations with real people. And that's it. That's the process. Vocabulary, listening, and speaking every single day. And here's the truth. It's not always fun. It's not always entertaining. It's not easy or the lazy way. It's repetitive. You probably think it's boring, but it works. Like with everything else, if you want results, you have to do the things that aren't fun. That's the price. That's the difference between high performers getting results and content-consuming spectators sleepwalking through life. If you put in the work, you'll improve faster in a few months than most people do in years. Because most people are lazy. And let me tell you what happens if you don't do this. I've seen it thousands of times. People spend 5 years, 10 years pretending to learn a language. They watch shows, they use apps, they dabble, and when it's time to speak, they still can't. They've wasted their time because they never learned actively and deliberately. They never did the drills. And I'll tell you something else. That mindset, that everything needs to be easy and fun all the time, is the same mindset that makes people fail in every area of life. The truth is, growth requires discomfort. The people who win in life are the ones who do the work that others avoid. You want to learn a language fast? Stop wasting time with lazy methods and so-called immersion. Stop lying to yourself. Build your sentence list and repeat it at least 30 times, ideally 100 times. Listen to it over and over again. Say the sentences aloud every single day. And once you know them by heart and you're able to say them automatically, then and only then immerse yourself. And that's how you get results. You're not going to get fluent by accident. You're going to get fluent by design, by deliberately drilling what matters until it becomes automatic. This is the system I've used to learn 12 languages. This is the system I've used to help thousands of people learn languages. This is a system that works every single time. So stop pretending to learn, stop wasting time procrastinating with Netflix and drooling Spanish videos and all that nonsense. Stop lying to yourself, telling yourself that passive exposure is enough, because it's not. Do the work. Repeat your sentences until they're carved into your memory. Listen on loop until you can't forget them. Repeat them aloud every single day until it feels natural. That's the fastest and most efficient path to fluency. And if you want to know exactly how to do this step by step, how to build your sentence list, how to set up your repetitions, how to practice speaking in a way that actually works, I've made a full tutorial walking you through the entire process. Click the video on the screen now and I'll show you how to put this into action today.